Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Badass Business Builders. I am your host and the founder of this group, Joella Orderino, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Always good to see you guys. I really appreciate you so much. So today's topic, 3 early warning signs your business is headed for disaster. You know, over the course of my career, I have noticed that there are 3 key indicators that demonstrate if a business is doing well and if they will survive. The good news is, if you notice these warning signs early, they could always be corrected, resulting in a thriving business and a happy life. The bad news is, if you ignore these warnings and don't take action to correct them, you have a 99.99% chance of failing, losing more money than necessary, and working a business that creates anxiety and worry, which affects the quality of your product, the quality of your service, and how your team performs. Not a good recipe. In this episode, I go into 3 warning signs and some steps you could take to correct this before it's too late. You see, there are these 3 key signs. I call them vitality metrics of your business that you should always be monitoring as a business owner, because these 3 keys represent foundational pieces you should have in place in order to grow and thrive. These 3 signs are like taking a pulse on your business. If one of the signs are off or are lacking, you could take action to correct them before they result in a heart attack. Plus, knowing these 3 signs will always give you a way to monitor and course correct so that these things never get out of control. This is like the CEO cheat sheet to ensure you're on track to win. So I hope you're excited to hear this info. The first early warning sign that your business is headed for disaster is when you have sporadic leads and customers. This means you do not have a consistent flow of leads that are considering your product or service. The reason for not having enough leads could be a number of things to consider, such as, are you putting yourself out in front of the right people or the right number of people? I mean, generating leads and customers is a numbers game, which means you must have a system on autopilot delivering ways for your audience to consider you as a purchase. This is the most efficient way to ensure that this lifeline to the business is taken care of properly. You also should be able to measure the effectiveness of that reach out method to ensure you're getting the right ROI and to keep a pulse on its effectiveness. Another few reasons for not having enough leads, well, perhaps your messaging is wrong or poorly written, or you might have the wrong approach in place. Because honestly, guys, not everything works for every product or service, every industry, every target audience, or a combination of these things. You have to experiment and try different things to find the right approach, to bring in the number of leads and customers to cover your expenses and to hit the profit goals you are set out to achieve. Now, the way to fix this is to start testing different ideas on a small scale. Consider optimizing your Google business page, optimizing your social pages, including LinkedIn, so that they are all aligned and speaking about your business congruently. Consider emailing your database at least 1 time per week and doing organic social posting on a consistent basis. This ensures like a solid foundation, right? But to really ramp up efforts in a scalable way, figure out a paid lead generation process that you can architect online so that you can measure and dial in based on its effectiveness. Maybe it's a Facebook ad or like a Google search ad or something like that, you know? Now, the second warning sign that your business is headed for disaster is when you don't know your numbers. Now, what I'm referring to is this. You don't know 3 very specific metrics. One of them is the cost to produce your product or service, such as the COGS, right? You don't know the margins of your profitability, meaning there's lots of expenses plus you have the COGS, so really how much money are you making? And you don't know your break-even point in your business. You know, that point that says These are the number of units I need to sell each and every month to cover the expenses within my business. But did you hear that last part? The break-even point? These data points uncover if your business is making money or bleeding cash with each sale. Yes, you heard me right. Bleeding cash. Some entrepreneurs are so blind to these basic numbers that with each sale of their own product, they are paying a cost for that end buyer to receive it and use it because they don't know their numbers. I know, it's crazy, right? Now, the way to fix this is to work with a professional to help you itemize your expenses and bring them into some sort of report that you can analyze and make adjustments, with the goal being to always provide the best customer experience at the maximum profit potential. And the crazy thing is, when you look at numbers and see what goes on into creating your product or delivering your service, guess what? You tend to charge the right amount instead of shooting in the dark, thinking you have the most appealing price just because you've been eyeing the scene, right? That's the wrong way to come to your price. You must know your numbers in order to come to the right price because you are providing a value. You are solving a problem. You're providing experience. So it's super important that you're able to articulate that you're able to attract the right buyer who understands the value that you're providing. And most importantly, you aren't shortchanging yourself. You're charging the right amount so that you're covering all of your expenses and you have a profit. You can never come to this place unless you know your numbers. That's how critical this element is. And that's why it's a warning sign that if your business is headed for disaster. Now, the third warning sign that your business is headed for disaster is when you have a high turnover of buyers, meaning one-time buyers, no repeat buyers, no longevity in services of use, no referrals. And guess what? When you have a high turnover of buyers, this shows up in your team too. It's almost like a mirror, it's parallel. Your team members just don't stick around. Now, the reason this is happening is because most likely the experience is too wonky and inconsistent. Customers aren't buying again because maybe the product didn't deliver, or it was too hard to check out, or there was no follow-up communication after the purchase, or you didn't provide the opportunity to refer, a really common mistake. Team members leave like there's a revolving door when you have no systems in place. Their job is overwhelming because they find themselves doing these small, silly tasks and feeling like they're not effective, or things are completely disorganized. So they tend to bail. You see how these two things are parallel? The 3 warning signs that your business is headed for disaster can be course corrected, but it will take time and effort, and I guarantee it will help you as a founder and the CEO of your company. Now, if you leave one of these inefficient, and if you don't change it, it won't be too long before the flywheel spins out of control like a domino effect. These 3 things support each other. So if one is out of place, the others will tumble with time. Plus, think about your sanity for a moment. If you had ongoing leads coming into your business, if you knew the key metrics that drove maximum profitability, and if you had a high percentage of repeat customers and customers that came by referral, you would have your life back. You would have the joy that you once had when you started your business. The excitement will return. Isn't that fun? So guys, I offer free 45-minute discovery strategy sessions to help you uncover what is blocking your business from the success of your dreams. Anything is accomplishable. For more than 15 years, I've been helping small business owners like yourself build an efficient business and scale to 6 figures and beyond. This is really a rare opportunity to speak to a consultant like myself and to get specific support on your current situation to really up-level your business with me and with team. And you know, guys, what I found is that you need support in this area. these 3 keys, it's important to work with a professional to really dial them in. Plus, are you an online marketing pro? I mean, no, most likely you have an amazing product and service and you're fantastic at producing that thing. And this area of business management is out of your league. So work with a professional and get your life back and make your customers happier and make your team proud to be a part of your business. So I really encourage you to book a call with me by going to businessesonpurpose.com/talk. When you're there, you'll see all of my available slots. Just pick one that's available for you, that works for you. And then you'll be taken to a very short application just so that I know what's going on in your business. And then I'll call you at the time that you select and we will talk about your business. It's going to be like the best 45 minutes you take this year on your business. So I encourage you, go to businessesonpurpose.com/talk and let's talk, guys. Let's talk. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I really, really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate everything that you're contributing to this amazing group. Have a great day, and be well.